Welcome back to Healthwise, and if you're just joining us tonight, my special guest is Dr. Kim Dakin, and our topic today is all about ears. Dr. Dakin, my first question, well actually, before I do this first question, let's explain what is otolaryngology, because people heard me say that, but I'm sure a lot of people don't know what that is.
Otolaryngology is the Latin word that represents the specialty of ear, nose, and throat surgery. Oto for the ears, laryngology for the larynx. It originally was otorhinolaryngology, but people felt that was too long, so they got the short version at otolaryngology. But many people will call it ear, nose, and throat.
Okay, so for my viewers, ear, nose, and throat doctor, that's what Dr. Dakin is, to make it a little bit easier on you. Well, my first question is that this month is Speech and Hearing Month. Who should be tested for speech and hearing?
Well, first of all, children, it's important, and especially if your children are starting school in the fall and you want to find out if they're where they should be, it's a good idea to have that assessed. If you feel like your child is behind in their speech, they probably are, because most people are with their children enough that they can compare them to other children of that same age. And the first step into assessing someone's speech is that the way they hear the noise. So they should have a hearing test to determine if they're hearing it. It's not unusual in this area with the prominent allergies and sinus problems we have for children to develop fluid on their ears. So sometimes it's something easy to treat, that they're not really having a nerve hearing problem, but they're having something that can be addressed. So that's the first group of people. We also recommend a comprehensive hearing test if people feel a sudden change in their hearing. If one day you were hearing fine and then one day you're not hearing good in your right ear, it could be something simple, maybe some wax built up in your ear, but it's something that should be looked into because there could be something more severe going on. If you have a one-sided hearing loss, it could be something as severe as a tumor of your hearing nerve.
Wow.
So it's important if you have a sudden change in your hearing or one ear being significantly worse than the other. We also see a lot of hearing loss in the elderly, and that's just from aging, but a lot of people are avoiding certain things that they used to enjoy doing because they don't like being in crowds. They can't understand the priest at church. In a restaurant, there's so much background noise. They're not doing the things they want to do. Well, it's important to get your hearing checked because maybe it's something easily fixed and you could enjoy those things that you used to enjoy. Another person that should have their hearing checked is a person that's having a noise in their ear, either their heartbeat or a buzzing noise. That could be a sign of something going on with your ears. Some nerve problems like diabetes can cause damage to nerves, and it's something that could be addressed and possibly have that buzz go away. So anybody that noticed something different with their hearing, this is a great time to come in and get your hearing checked. Okay,
well, I guess the next question to ask is, why should the testing be done in an ENT office?
Most testing done outside of an ENT's office is a screening test. So if you're not really sure if the two ears are different, it's okay to have a screening test. But when you come into an ENT's office to have a hearing test, you're going to have your speech reception test. That's how well you understand people talking at different levels. You're going to have your nerve tested, and then you're also going to have your conductive hearing loss assessed, and that is how well the sound gets to your hearing nerve. So you may think you're not hearing well, but it may just be the sound isn't getting to the hearing nerve from fluid or wax or something easily fixed. So you need to have a complete test done. And there are many people that sell hearing aids that just put up a shingle, took a hearing aid course, but they're not going to treat any of the problems that you have that could be causing your hearing aid. They're there to try to sell you a hearing aid. So if you want it, not sure that's what you need, you want to know, is there something that can be fixed about my ear? Is there something I need to do to prevent it from getting worse? You want an ear specialist to check your hearing.
Right. What other tests do y'all offer on an outpatient basis in your
We
office?
do test the hearing, the complete hearing test, and we also do hearing aid testing. So if you need a hearing aid, we'll provide those. This is an example of some of the new little tiny hearing aids we have. They come in a variety of colors, but you can see how tiny they are. They fit behind your ear, and you can't even really tell that they're there. So it's awesome new technology. We also have some new hearing aids that fit completely in your ear. So people who are embarrassed about the size of a hearing aid, they're perfect for. But we also check for balance disorders. That's intimately associated with the ears as well. Inner ear problems. That 8th cranial nerve that controls your balance goes right along your hearing nerve, and we do a test called an electronystagmogram to test for that. And we also treat balance disorders. If it's due to an inner ear dysfunction, there's some repositioning techniques that we can do in the office, or some other prescription medicines or prescription therapy to help with inner ear disorders that we can get in our office as well.
Well, what other factors contribute to hearing loss? I know, you know, people, and I guess especially women, you know, they go to these beauticians and you hear these horror stories where someone accidentally poked I guess they call it the rat tail comb in the ear, and
I see that about once a year.
Really?
Also,
that often?
People will be cleaning their ear with a Q-tip, walking around the house, and somebody opens the door and pushes it in, and they'll rupture their eardrum. And water skiing, a lot of water sports, they'll fall and slap the water, and they'll rupture their eardrums.
The pressure.
So that pressure will rupture it a lot.
So audience, of course, no
rat tail combs clean your ears.
Rat tail combs in your ear.
Don't put your car keys in there to scratch your ear.
No hairpins, bobby pins, anything like that. I mean, you see that all the time.
And certainly don't walk around while you're doing it, because that's usually when somebody injures their ear.
Question too, and I know, you know, this is a lot of people, and because I guess I'm older, and you always tell the younger generation, stop listening to these headphones with full blast.
Exactly. That answers your question. One of the main things that contributes to your hearing loss is noise. If you're working in a plant, they're going to make you wear earplugs. Well, the same thing goes in your automobile. If that car is as loud as a machine, you should wear earplugs. You should protect your hearing. Turn the volume down. Go into a concert. If you're around a helicopter, airplane engine, those loud noises in even your iPods at a decibel that is painful or for a prolonged time is going to damage your hearing. We do see it a lot with explosions as well, either gunshots or firecrackers. People will damage their hearing from that loud noise. And then aging is another big factor. Some people have autoimmune diseases that affect their nerves. It can affect your hearing as well, one of those being diabetes. You can have, a lot of people say, oh, I can't feel my feet anymore. Well, it can also affect your hearing nerves. So there are many addressable causes, and there are some infections. A type of meningitis can damage your hearing.
Now, hold that thought. We'll be right back after a quick commercial with Dr. Kim Dakin and All About Ears.